Hello, I am Miriam, co-founder and COO of Keto Chow.
I'm Chris, also a co-founder, president, and the technical guy behind Keto Chow. We're a little bit too far towards your way. Anyway, if you're brand new to Keto Chow, it's a nutritionally complete meal designed to make doing keto easy. We also have some electrolyte supplements that are amazing for everyday use and for keeping the dreaded keto flu away.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell icon for updates on all our Keto Chow happenings. These live streams help us be accountable and stay on track, so thanks for joining us on our keto journey.
Indeed. Looks like we got Janice here. Says, good morning,
Janice.
Butterscotch King and Queen. You even wore your Butterscotch jacket.
I did. I should be drinking butterscotch right now.
Right.
But instead, I'm drinking chocolate because I wanted to leave it for purchasers in case anybody wants it.
Well, let's see. What do we got? If I inspect. La la la. We've got 35% of our butterscotch left. So it's coming around the mountain when it comes. Tracy's here, so is Carrie. Hi, Carrie. JJ is here as well. Sabrina says, happy Monday, Keto Chow family. Got some resistance exercise in between this and the 2KK live stream.
Yes, good
That's
job.
fantastic.
Oh.
Kathy says,
Wires sticking out.
saying hi to Carrie. Storm Chasing Gal is here from Jinx, which is in America, by the way.
Jinxes?
Yeah, Jinx. Jinx. Jenks. I think I said Janks. I'm glad you corrected me. Patricia says, greetings from Massachusetts.
Hi,
Storm
Patricia.
Chasing Gal likes the chocolate peanut butter big bag in the box.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah, that was the large bag.
Of course I picked a green one.
It's magic.
Oh, wow.
Storm Chasing Gal says, got to get an over-the-door thingy because they're out of counter space. Jazz Puppy is here. Glad to see so many beautiful faces at Keto Palooza.
It was so awesome, right? We
It
just
was a
had
lot
a
of fun.
great time. I'm ready to go back.
Well, it's funny because the Sunday one, it said on the schedule for the vendors that it was vendor time on Sunday from, that's a tiny cup. Anyway, from like 8 o'clock in the morning on Sunday until like 3. But nobody was in the vendor space.
People did come. A little people came.
Actually, I was in there like eating, and a lot of people came to talk to me, which was fine. They're little tiny cups.
These are tiny cups, like really tiny.
Yeah, they're scale replicas. Because we over the weekend we had a booth at the Gluten Free Expo that was here in Salt Lake, and we were testing out a new booth setup with the dispensers that we used. And because some people are very visual and need to see like what it's going to actually look like, maybe even handle stuff, I made a scale model, and I'm like, well, better make scale models of the cups.
Scale cups.
And they're tiny, tiny cups, too.
They're so cute. We should put some Keto Chow
They're
in
the
there.
same as this, but very tiny. They're 39.5%.
I love them. I think I should have a little kid and we should play tea.
Okay. Well, Nancy is here. Judy says morning from
Nancy.
Northeast Texas.
Hi, Judy.
Amy says, good morning, everyone. Loving my Keto Chow these days. Placed an order for the butterscotch. Did not want to miss out on the buzz.
Yeah, you're right.
JG says,
crazy.
I've got 4 packs of butterscotch, 2 for shakes, 1 for butterbeer, and 1 for pudding. It's going to be a great birthday week. Which
Yes, it will
I would have saved a
be.
birthday cake Keto Chow for this week's.
Oh.
Carrie says that in Texas it's highs in the 70s.
Nice.
That's nice.
I want to
And
be in the
50s for the low.
70s. Wow. Okay, so JJ, are you going to be here on Tuesday so we can sing to you, or do you want us to sing to you today?
Let us know. Nancy says, haven't ordered yet. Ready, Set, Keto is here. Says, listening in while I can work, but wanted to say hello. I don't think I got to say hi to you.
I know.
when
I
left.
had not enough of time with you guys.
Well, we needed to get
Super
to the
sad about
airport, and so it was like we had a hard time to
Hard
leave.
stop.
Hard
But we
stop.
also just didn't like. I don't know. I visited way more than you got to visit.
Okay.
Because I made you man the booth because you're nice.
Man the booth.
I played a lot.
Amber is here. It's a chilly KS this morning. Is that Kansas City? Well, it says
A
hi
leaf
to
just went through
everyone.
my cup.
I know. Judy says, I want to try the butterscotch. Janice says, good morning, Chris and Miriam.
Good morning.
Mike is here as well.
Hi, Mike. See you this weekend.
Patty says, good morning. I'm having a butterscotch keto chow right now. Delicious.
Yes,
I also
yes,
got my
yes.
97-year-old mom drinking keto chow. instead of the
That's
Ensure
so
that her doctor
awesome.
wants her to drink.
I'm
She
so
loves it.
happy. That's so good for her.
That's awesome.
Yay, yay, yay.
That's much more betterer than an Ensure, I would have to say.
Yes.
Unequivocally. JJ says it's 72 and sunny in Louisiana. Gina says, good morning, everyone. How y'all are doing this marvelous Monday? Doing well. I got to unload the suitcases out of the back of Miriam's car.
I appreciate
And she
that.
brought my wallet. Oh, I just dropped a cup.
Oh,
I want to step on it.
They're so cute.
Anyway, she brought my wallet because
I wish they were pink.
we were leaving the airport last night, and I don't know what was going on, but people were driving crazy.
Also, you were driving crazy.
I was trying to not run into any of them. They were all driving really slow and not looking where they were going, and it was weird. Anyway.
It was weird.
And so
We
the
were
point
ready to be
was,
home.
I didn't put my wallet back in my pocket because I was distracted by not running into people or not letting them run into me. And I remembered it this morning up until I went into the garage, and then I completely forgot. So I'm really glad that you brought it to me.
I
actually
out
called
in
you.
the car. I saw that until when I got here. I saw, oh, I missed a call.
Yep.
And I went to close the door, and I'm all, there's a wallet right there. I bet he needs that.
I do need that. I do actually have my driver's license on my phone. So technically, I was not driving illegally.
I need to do that too.
Yeah, you should. Mike says Butterscotch is delicious. It's selling out faster than I expected. You and me both. I was expecting it to last quite a while,
Yes.
given the amount that we...
So since there's not very many, if you want to hurry up and order some more, then you'll not be sad if it
Brenda
runs out.
says, I'd wear those mini cups as earrings.
What? Do we have to make some for Audrey now?
Right? Laurie says, good morning, friends. Janice says, RT me now when the Butterscotch is not limited edition.
Oh, there's butter on the side of my cup, and I didn't even notice.
Hope I see that.
Lame.
Judy says, yep, we finally have
not
autumn
a
in Texas.
napkin.
That is wax paper from the back of a label. There is nothing around here that you can use. Anyway, Judy says, yeah, we finally have autumn in Texas. I read that one. And Sarah's Joyful Journey is here. Good morning.
Hi.
Oh, Amber says, KS is Kansas. Nice.
Yes.
JJ says, decisions. Live on Tuesday or in the evening, right? Yes, they are in the evening. Sarah's
just don't
getting
want 'em
Butterscotch
missing you.
today. Rihanna says, good morning, lovelies. Meet up this week. Indeed.
Yes, it is this week.
And I'm trying to figure out if we're going to take the speakers to go to see the eclipse or if we're just going to watch it from where we are. Because it's not a total eclipse, it's an annular eclipse. So instead of being a full blackout with the moon completely covering the sun, the sun's going to be poking out the sides no matter where we are. So it's like, do we drive for 2 or 3 hours and see a different area of the sun blacked out than where we are? Or do we stay where we are? Or I don't know. So I'm going to find out what they do.
Hike.
I know how that fills your heart with joy. Bonnie says, good morning from Anchorage, Alaska, where it's 36.
Wow, 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 wow.
I can't wait for my Butterscotch to come.
Then you can make it warm, and then you'll be warm.
Yes, indeed. Deborah says Sunday drivers. Well, okay, that's what it is. Sunday at the airport. I don't apparently like going to the airport on Sunday or coming home because the last couple times we've been in the airport and it's been nuts.
It wasn't too bad this time, I thought.
This time it was funny because, okay, when we go to the airport and we're going to a show, we don't ship stuff to the shows. We just bring a lot of suitcases full of product and the booth supplies. And when we're coming, when we're going to get on the plane to leave, so when we're leaving to go somewhere else, I will stop at the departures, we'll unload all the suitcases, and then Miriam, on her own, I'm not sure how you do it, but we'll take them inside. And
Just walk a couple feet, and then a couple more feet, and then a couple more
So she'll take them inside.
That
way we don't have to completely fill up the parking bus with suitcases.
With the suitcase section.
Okay. And that was at the request of one of the drivers of the shuttle bus.
I'm like, well, that's a smart idea.
Yeah, I was like,
Thank you for the
dude,
suggestion.
that's so smart. Anyway, so coming home, we just want to get to the car. And so we get there, get into the bus, and there are like these 2 little bags on the middle of the giant shelf where there need to be a lot of
Giant
suitcases. And so I just pick their stuff up and move it and stack it on top of each other and then proceed to completely fill the entire
We had 9
shelf.
suitcases. We have
9,
done more.
Well, we only had 8 with us because Lynette took hers. We've had as
that's
many
right.
as like 13
Yeah.
before.
Except for when our kids are there, then we've had 20.
Yeah.
But
So it was interesting. Anyway, and then a whole bunch of other people got on the bus.
and we were like, oh, this will be perfect. We'll be able to get off because we also intentionally park on like the first stop, so we can just get off.
To not
But
be in people's
when
way.
you fill up the suitcase thing, and then you have to unload the suitcase thing.
4 people had to get off the bus with their suitcases so
to let
that we
us
could
out.
get off the
In
bus.
fact,
It was pretty
our
funny.
suitcases were out, and Chris was getting out, and I was still behind like 3 people. I'm like, excuse me, I would love to not step on you.
Yeah, and
I
Steve and
just
Holly
need to
weren't
get to
even
my
getting
husband and
out.
all those suitcases.
Indeed.
That was funny.
Anyway, it was pretty funny. So Sundays at the airport, I would rather have. Actually, no, it was a lot of fun to be at Keto Palooza.
It was really great.
So
It was super
anyway,
great.
Goomba Lords this morning. You were going to say sorry. Barbara's
I
this
was
morning, afternoon. Hurry up, go ahead.
Well, now I need to wait till you start talking before
Sabrina
I
wants to know
talk
if this
again.
is a sewing thimble. No, it's a scale model
They're so cute.
of this cup.
It's like olives.
It even has the little,
It's exactly. Oh, it's see-through. It's exactly the size of a thimble, though. Well, it's maybe a tiny bit bigger, but I have big fingers, so. Ah, I dropped them on the floor. Okay, so what I was gonna say is, I have not had a hard time with a suitcase in a long time.
Okay. Your
Because-
suitcase was super heavy this time.
Yeah,
it was crazy heavy.
Well, Autumn always gives us good swag bags,
Okay.
so that was in there. And then we got some stuff from friends, and we got some
It was heavy when
stuff
we
from
left.
Joe with the BCD.
Yeah.
It was not that heavy, like
The
40
BCD
something.
wasn't in there, and neither was your swag bag in there.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it was. But what I was gonna say is suitcases have not been as big of a struggle for me
Oh, since you started lifting.
since I started lifting. Because if I lift heavy things, then I'll be able to lift heavy things.
There you go.
Sometimes the big awkwardness of it is a little bit hard when you're juggling another one or your bag's only on one shoulder and then you can.
Pro
you
tip:
know?
don't use the top handle. Use the side handle if you're
Yeah,
going
that's
up or
how you do it.
downstairs.
Anything is always a side handle.
Yep.
Works really well.
Amber says my electrolytes bundle should come today. Now I need to order some chocolate peanut butter.
Oh,
Yeah.
Amber. Yes, you do. Chocolate peanut butter? That's what I wanted today, but I had chocolate instead.
Yeah, Carrie says it's just the smallest espresso cup in the world. No, these are the Walmart bathroom drinking cups.
This is like an espresso cup, though. I
Yeah, it
had
is.
some Lily's chocolate chips and nuts in there, and it wasn't even close to full. It was like,
Okay.
I wanted Ninja Creamy, but I didn't have one, so I made a Keto Chow and made the mix-ins into a cup.
Okay. Two Crazy Ketos is here.
Hello, friends.
We miss saying goodbye to you.
Goodbye.
And I think it was a
Chris
good
was really sad.
choice
He
for
just
you
wanted
to
one more
just
hug.
leave rather than even say goodbye to us or a lot of other people.
I think it's because we've been seeing Two Crazy Ketos like every couple of weeks,
Uh-huh.
and now it's like we might not see them till next year, like next summer.
Yeah, I'm
Sad.
not sure when we're going to see
We'll
them
have to do a
again.
video call once in a while so we remember what each other
Right.
looks like.
Yeah, but I thought it was a good call. So
Yeah, that was
I'm
smart.
not
You guys are
upset
smart.
at all. Yeah. Amber says I need my creamy for ice cream. Yes, indeed. Barbara says thank you all for sharing some of the lectures during your recent Palooza. I didn't share them. Were you doing live streams?
I did live
That was
streams on
Miriam.
Instagram.
Yeah.
And I didn't do very many, and it's hard to know like what they're gonna say. So I'm like, well, hopefully this is good, which they were, so it worked out.
Storm Chasing Gal says this white cup is beyond adorable. So it's a 3-ounce cup.
Yeah, that's what we do samples in.
Yeah,
Keto
when
Chow
we
samples.
go to look at that,
Also, when we
great
do like
value.
taste testing,
Ooh,
the bathroom ones, because they're smaller.
Yeah.
If we do taste testing, we just have a bunch of those
Here
cups,
in the office,
and then we
yeah.
just line up people, and we line up all the taste test flavors.
Well, the funny thing is, a lot of times you can get the or the wax coated paper cups or just the paper cups. They impart a flavor. The paper cups do, and so I don't like to use those for doing tests.
I love tiny straws.
Okay. Bob says all the pictures being posted looks like Keto Palooza was a good time.
It was
Indeed,
so
it was.
fun.
If you have the ability and you have the time off and you have the funds to go to a conference like that, Keto Palooza was a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. And it was short enough, like you didn't have to take a ton of time off work, I think.
It was 1 2/2 days.
Because you could have come in on the Friday.
Oh, you totally could.
And then you would only have to take like a half day, depending on how far away you live. Or maybe just 1 day off of work. So that's totally doable, like shift-wise. And then, of course, it's the cost of the conference and the flight and the place to stay. But it's something worth saving up for, I would say. If you're like, I want to know which conference to go to, KPL.
Now, were you doing those lives? Did you post them to our Instagram, like stories or the
I just
feed?
posted them to the feed.
Okay, because Debbie says I don't do Instagram. You can just pull up a web browser and go to instagram.com/Keto Chow.
Yes,
and without even logging in.
you don't have to have an account.
Yeah. Now, Instagram is funny. I think it'll let you see 1 or 2 posts, and then it wants you to log in. Just refresh the browser, and you can watch them anyway.
Yeah, just kind of have to cheat the system.
Brenda says, hubby just called and said, be sure to pick up eggs for the butterscotch pudding.
Yes.
Carol's in Northwest Florida is making bone broth soup because it's a cold day.
Nice.
Sabrina says, especially since you fixed my foot.
Aww.
Glenn says, thanks you, Miriam, for the live streams you posted with the speakers. I enjoyed viewing them.
Oh, I'm glad. I didn't do all of them. I missed Maria Emmerich and Tony Hampton, which made me sad. But we're kind of in the booth and having lunch. And I ate Buffalo Wild Wings, and it was good.
Carrie's been adding vanilla glycerin to raspberry cheesecake
that's cool.
Keto Chow, and it's been wonderful. I'm assuming that makes it a bit sweeter.
It probably does.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for letting us know.
Yeah. See here. Well, it's interesting day today because we've got to kind of catch up. It's one of those things that if you go on vacation,
you have to.
It's not like the work goes away.
Get up. A lot of times you can get a little bit ahead before you leave, so it's not as bad. And since it was only 3 days, like it's not too bad. And it was the weekend. Usually we don't work on Saturdays.
Now I try to keep caught up on email because otherwise it's
overwhelming.
Yeah.
I have 300 emails.
From this morning when I checked email and took care of the stupid ones to when I got at work, I had 60 new messages.
That's not too bad.
It's so dumb. And all of them, so many of them are, hey, we can help with your social media. And do you want your advertising better? And
you bet. Let's all meet.
Anyway, Carrie says I didn't realize that Instagram you can just view them without logging in.
Yeah, because it pops up right away.
And want to get back in. Judy says I just ordered some butterscotch. Can't wait.
Yay!
Bezor likes the butterscotch. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say something that I heard is going down today. Is we're gonna do a chocolate toffee butterscotch.
Blind taste test?
Blind taste test.
Yeah.
Because Chris is saying, I think it probably tastes the same as chocolate toffee.
Okay, so here's the thing. I was mixing them up today, and there is a very marked difference in the smell.
Yeah. So we're not going to film it or anything, but if ever anybody wants to do that, let us know what you think, if they're the same or not.
Yeah, there's a distinct chocolate note to the chocolate toffee.
Well, it's supposed to have that.
Yeah, and the butterscotch, yeah. Bob says, good morning. I'd have to say 2KK has done it again. Butterscotch is awesome. And Sabrina says you got to go to Harry's Tap House and Kitchen for wings on the Indiana side.
Oh,
right of the river. They were amazing.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Now that's interesting. Do you know what they fry their wings in? We tend to stick with Buffalo Wild Wings.
We love them so much.
Because they fry their wings in beef tallow.
Oops.
So it's an animal fat.
And we love animals.
And it's one of those things that we, since going keto and adopting a keto way of life and eating lifestyle, whatever you want, we've had to change our relationship with some of the places that we go out.
Oh my gosh, all of the places.
So there are
especially me.
There are very few restaurants that we go to now that we used to go to before we started keto.
Yeah. Is there even any?
Texas Roadhouse.
But we never really went to that before.
We went there a couple times.
Yeah.
Because I've had the cake and the frosting, also known as the rolls and the cinnamon butter. So, but that was one that was an easy fix. And anyway, so we found a couple of restaurants that are nationwide chains that were like, you know what, that's a good one to go with because I can go there and if I don't know what to get, if I'm pressed for time, I just know what I can get rather.
Yeah.
And with like Buffalo Wild Wings, if we have a bunch of people who are working the booth, I know that I can go to Buffalo Wild Wings and get just a bunch of the Chipotle barbecue wings, and they're just all going to get eaten. And everyone's going to be happy, and we'll get a couple of other ones.
So good.
Texas
You got
Roadhouse
that
is another one
today.
we tend to go to. Joe was singing the praises of Wendy's.
Oh,
And
because you
saying
could get
that-
the whole bunch of burgers?
Well, and he was talking about you get the smallest burger you can find and then add extra patties to it. Because
Okay.
you can add like the 1/10 pound patty, which is like this little teeny thing for like $1. Or you can add the 1/3 pound patty for like $1.20 or something like that, or $1.30. He's like, you can like don't get a Baconator. Get the smallest burger you can find and add a whole bunch of the 1/3 pound patties. And it's actually not much more expensive than buying like ground beef patties at the store. Now, of course, this is assuming that you're not cooking food yourself. Anyway, yeah. So we have new restaurants that we go to. We also like to frequent places that sell meat by the pound.
Yes, any kind of barbecue place.
Yeah.
And then just get it without sauce. Something that was, that I had to realize.
Normally, we would also eat a bunch of Keto Chow, but we're saving that to give to the people in the booth. So anyway.
Right. But about the restaurants,
Yeah.
I would have an associated memory with the restaurants, and
Like
that
Red
was
Robin.
associated with the food that was the carby food. So we would always go to Red Robin after we had an ultrasound and talk about names, and we knew what gender the baby was, and just eat fries because the fries were good. So we can't go to Red Robin.
Nope. I've gone since, but you did not come along, and I was taking the kids.
Good for you.
Yeah. Let's see. Amber says, hit the like button. Carol says, I used
thanks, Amber.
Instagram one time last year, and someone hacked it to delete my account. What's wrong with people?
No. That's so annoying. I'm so sorry.
Storm Citizen Galaxy, appreciate you saying that. Been wanting to try Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah, so good.
Tracy is excited for the surprise box to arrive.
Oh, Tracy, how
And then
are
I
you
also
doing?
ordered a big bag of banana with a butterscotch, strawberry cream, favorite, and maple waffle, a few others.
Will you message me and tell me how you're doing, Tracy? I just have been worried about you.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, Carrie has a question about pork.
Okay.
Now, pork is a cheap meat,
Right.
which is great.
So great.
And it has more omega-6 than 3. Okay, so here's the thing. A lot of the reason why it's relevant that pork has omega-6 in it is that a lot of people get very excited about grass-fed, grass-finished beef. And some of them don't know why that's allegedly better to have grass-fed, grass-finished beef than conventional beef. Some people who frankly don't know what they're talking about in the context of raising animals and don't have a lot of information, they're just repeating stuff that other people have said.
Which is what we do sometimes.
Yeah, and that's, by the way, that's called a factoid, where something isn't true, but it's repeated so much that it's accepted as fact. Anyway, a lot of people will say that grass-fed, grass-finished beef is better for you because it has more omega-3. Okay, so it does have more if you talk about relative. And that's because beef is not a good source for omega-3. If you want omega-3,
Eat fish.
eat fish. Now what,
is
and so, yeah, there might be like twice as much omega-3 if you talk about relative, but if you talk about like a giant like 24-ounce prime rib that's grass-fed, grass-finished would have the equivalent of like a thumb-sized piece of salmon. Again, if you want omega-3, eat the salmon. Now, now if the omega-3, omega-6 ratios are important to you, then this is usually Dr. Ballerstedt who's pointing this out. What he'll say is, well, if that's so important to you that you have to have grass-fed, grass-finished, and there's other reasons to have grass-fed, grass-finished, chiefly if you like the flavor better. But beef itself is so good, don't stress if all you can afford is the cheap beef, because beef is amazing. Anyway.
So good.
But I digest. Anyway, if omega-3s are so important to you that you're choosing grass-fed, grass-finished, and the only reason is because of the omega-3s, then don't ever eat pork, because pork has enough omega-6 in it that a couple slices of bacon would basically make eating grass-fed, grass-finished for the sake of omega-3s irrelevant.
Yep.
Like 6 months of eating grass-fed, grass-finished beef worth of omega-3s, hey, a couple slices of bacon, it doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
Now, here's the thing. The omega-6s and the omega-3s that are in pork, I am not concerned about at all.
I like pork chops really a lot lately.
Absolutely. And it's a good source of quality protein. Actually, probably the biggest issue with pork and why it's not included in Dr. Berry's, we're talking about like pork chops and stuff like that.
Beef, butter,
the reason why it's not in
eggs.
beef, butter, bacon, and eggs is because it's very lean, actually. Whereas you get ruminant flesh and it tends to have a lot more fat in it.
Marbling.
Yeah. So
Just
pork.
Put some butter on your pork chops.
And there you go. And that would probably satisfy Dr. Berry. But actually, he'd probably be really happy with it.
We're going to see him this weekend.
That's right.
I hope.
So there you go.
Come.
That's the whole thing about omega-3s, omega-6s, grass-fed, grass-finished beef.
Nerd.
Beef is amazing. Get the beef that you can afford. If you want grass-fed, grass-finished because of flavor, or you want to support a local dairy or something, not dairy. Farmer.
Rancher.
That's a good reason
farmer.
to do it. But don't choose grass-fed, grass-finished because 1, it's more nutritious, and 2, because it has more omega-3s, which would kind of be along the same thing.
Right.
It's not more nutritious, and it's not more, it is more omega-3s.
But not enough to make that significant of a difference.
No.
Okay, this reminds me of what Kim Howerton was talking about. So
Cool.
in her talk,
Yes.
which you didn't get to hear, I'm so sorry.
I didn't get to hear any of the
I
talks.
seriously just left him in the booth the whole time. I'm all, no, I'm
Bye-bye.
not taking my shift. Too bad for you. I'm going to do whatever I want. So
I got to meet a lot of cool
Kim.
people, though. They would come, and they knew I was there.
Yay.
Go ahead, Kim.
She was talking about how if our focus is on weight loss, then only weight loss, and we're obsessing so much about that, we're not going to get to our goals because we're so focused on it, we can't see the forest for the trees.
Yeah.
So she had a big old tree, and she's like, you're hugging weight loss like there's no freaking tomorrow, and you will never, ever let go of that tree. But there is a lot of forest here.
Interesting.
And there's a lot of other trees that we need to, kind of chip away at and get those things taken care of. And a lot of times, that weight loss tree will come if you hit one of those other trees. So just like with this talk about the omega-3s, yes, it's nitty gritty. It's super interesting to find out about all these things. Like, try this to try to optimize and everything else. But a lot of us are not in the optimizing phase, and we're just in the basic phase where maybe we just need to look at the trees and be like, well, that's a nice tree I can work on today, instead of focusing so much on things that are a little bit out of our control or a little bit like niggly details that make us distracted from the other trees we should be looking at.
There's a term for paying too much attention to the small details and ignoring the big things.
Okay.
And it's called bike shedding.
Okay, so explain that.
Okay, so the story is that a group of people were put in charge of building and engineering, and a committee was supposed to come up with stuff for a nuclear power plant.
Right.
And instead of focusing
That's
on
kind of a big deal.
the nuclear power plant, They didn't want to tackle that. So instead, they spent months obsessing over the minutia of the shed where bikes were going to be stored.
That's completely not even important at all.
And so when you have people that are doing that, it's referred to as bike shedding.
Huh. Okay. So maybe what we're saying
like
is if we're focusing on the omega-3s, we're bike shedding, when we actually need to be focusing on maybe what we're eating for the whole day long.
And Joe would probably tell you that for him,
yeah,
the thing that he needs to concentrate on is sleep.
I would guess that.
Yeah.
Because he texts Chris a lot, and it's like 10 o'clock at night our time. That means it's midnight
it's after
Florida
midnight.
time. Like, you need to go to bed, young man.
Yeah.
But I also really appreciate what he's been saying a lot lately is 90% is good enough.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've heard him say that.
Yeah.
Because even in like my chronometer, when I've been entering all my food in, there is no way every piece of beef has the same amount of fat to protein ratio that's in chronometer. It's a best guess.
Yeah.
There's no way I even know that. So I'm like, well, there's a best guess, and I'm trying to dial it in as well as possible. But if I stress so much, and I could tear my hair out trying to figure out one piece of beef with fat and protein ratio, but it's 90% is good enough, you know?
Yeah.
So I really appreciate he's been saying that a lot, because it's been resonating in my mind, and I'm feeling like, I mean, just like with salad dressings and stuff, if you're out to eat somewhere, yes, I would like to have salad dressing I made myself. Did I take the time to grab it, put it into a little cooler, and put it in my purse today? No.
You almost put sour cream on your salad, and it would be better than the ranch.
I actually do that a lot. I do
Nice.
sour cream and blue cheese crumbles because it tastes similar to blue cheese because there's blue cheese in it, and then it has the wetness and more fat. So make something up.
Okay. S. Wilson says it's good to see both of you and Lynette this weekend. Storm Chasing Gal says I got a
I didn't
sweet
get a picture with you.
new GE oven. Make very awesome pumpkin soup on it. Nice.
Yes, that sounds amazing.
Brenda says I worked assistant manager at a Wendy's for 7 years. Most sanitary restaurant I've ever worked at. Hamburger is never
That
frozen.
is so awesome to hear. Thank you
Natalie
for
loves the
sharing that.
butterscotch and ordered more.
We should do a what I eat at Wendy's then. For a date. Let's do it for a date. Haven't been on a date in 2 weeks.
Well, I think we're going to go on a date, taking Dr. Barry
Nisha, and Cindy.
them out to.
Cindy can be my date.
Tracy says I buy a la carte beef patties with cheese and a side of bacon. Surprisingly, I found the
Yes.
Jack in the Box patties are very tasty.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice. Cynthia says good morning.
Good morning, Cynthia.
Let's see. Beachfront Java says I ordered butterscotch, strawberry core, and maple waffle. Can't wait to get it.
Yes, I'm so happy.
Cynthia says it tastes better if it's grain finished because it fattens the cow up. I used to raise cows and we always grain finished. It was better that way. And the funny thing is, when we think, okay, us regular pedestrian, we don't raise cattle.
Yes.
Here, grain finished. Like, I'm thinking they are holding corn cobs and feeding it to the cows, or that they're giving them, like, I don't know, bread. Or that's the impression I think that a lot of people have when they hear that. And that's not what they're giving them. Like, that would be way too expensive. They're using dimple corn, and they're giving them the cobs and a bunch of other stuff. They're actually giving them a lot of the stuff that humans can't eat, that cows can process into amazing beef. But
And how long? Okay, so who is this?
Cynthia.
Cynthia? Okay. How long are they grain finished for? Is it
like
a month or two?
It's like a couple weeks,
or
I think.
weeks? That's interesting to learn.
Turns out that cows and humans can both put on weight very quickly when you're feeding them a lot of grain.
Yes, and we do know there's a lot of cows here in Utah that there's a lot of land that can't be farmed because it's mountainous and rocky.
It literally grows nothing
and
but grass.
the cows can walk around and eat the grass everywhere. And so a lot of I mean, that's what farmers do. They have them do their mowing, right?
Tracy says, thanks to Miriam for asking. I'm recovering well from surgery.
I'm so glad.
Wearing my fashionable necklace, neck brace.
Ooh, it's so
You should put a
fashionable.
NASCAR sticker on it, then you'll be really cool.
Yes.
Anyway, first day back at the office, and I have my anti-gravity chair with me so I can take breaks.
Oh, I'm
wow.
so glad. You be really careful today because if you feel well enough to do well, you could overdo it so easily. So just make sure you take those breaks, and then when you get home, just be like, I'm sleeping. It's It's fine.
This is great. Amber says, I made chili the other day. I got picked on by my husband because I used beef and pork instead of bison. Says the bison rancher. I had to rotate our meats.
How dare you? I want some bison.
Anna wants to know if we ever tried to make a rum raisin flavor. I have not.
We've tried a couple of different raisin options, and they haven't been great.
Storm Chasing Gal likes Science with Chris.
Yes.
And Carrie says, I don't have a local farmer here near me. Then get whatever you can that you can afford. Again,
I have local
meat,
farmers,
Yes.
and I still end up buying from the grocery store. And guess what? It's my body. It's my house. It's my grocery budget.
Yeah. Well, and
Nobody
here's
else
the
has
thing.
to tell you what to
Anne
do.
says beef flap. I support Costco. Where do you think
Ooh,
Costco
yes.
is getting their meat from? Your local
Somebody
Costco
else.
gets it probably
From local farmers.
probably some of it.
Some of it.
Judy says I'm buying beef directly from ranchers here in Texas.
Yay!
For Arbor, $5 a pound. Wow.
And you know what? Texas has good prices. I want to drive to Texas and just fill it up with a ton of meat.
Yeah.
car,
Zokia says we have
drive
pork cut locally called pork steak that's nice and fatty.
Oh,
And sell for
yay.
$1.99 a
That
pound.
sounds awesome.
Wow. JJ says I would try and find out when they do markdowns in shop. The Walmart marks down their
Yes.
meat early in the morning, so I pop in early to see what they
That's a good idea. Okay, well, let's sing to JD in case he can't come.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to
To
Or do
you.
you want to do it again?
I wasn't ready.
Sorry. Well, you were the one that was suggesting
I know,
it.
but you said 1, 2, 3 so fast.
1, 2, 3, so fast. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear JJ. Happy birthday to you. Mike says only Keto Chow ranchers around here. That's right.
Right?
Have you ever seen the video for the almond growers?
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna.
Almond milk?
Yeah, let's see. Almond milk.
It's really funny. On the
let's see if I
Keto
can
Chow
find it.
Live,
Oh.
we're going to send you to the almond milk.
I think it's actually this one.
I think it is too.
Nut milking exposed. It's,
We don't need to watch it.
No, we're not
just
going to
put
watch
in
it.
the
I'm
chat.
just going to grab the link.
Silly.
It's so funny because I'm a 4th generation nut milker.
So funny.
And we only send the male almonds to the store, so if you've only seen the male almonds. We keep the females here. It's really funny. Let's see. Diane says, how do you keep your driver's license on your phone? Is it something you have in Utah or is it a snapshot of it? So in Utah, they allow you to, there's an app that you can install that you basically scan the back of your phone and it connects up to the Utah database and it says, this is an official,
this is
like
a driver's
TSA approved, get you through the security checkpoint driver's
Except
license.
sometimes it doesn't work when
Yep.
you have a kid who didn't bring their driver's license.
Uh-huh.
It's fine.
Some Chasing Gal wants to know, is this a current pic? It's actually from a year ago. The snow here,
It's melted.
there was, actually last week, the snow was down to about right here.
Yeah.
And then a day later, it had melted again.
But it's possible that we're going to get more snow. I mean, we
Indeed.
get snow in the mountains before we get snow down in the valley.
There you go. Cynthia says 3 months to
There you
fatten is
go.
the
Okay,
maximum.
I appreciate that. I didn't know
Wow.
how long that is.
Okay.
But that's really not that long. And
No.
if you think about it, it's not like it's abusing the cow. The cow is not unhappy that it's eating those things.
Well, it depends on the feed operation. Some of them are terrible. Some
Well,
of them
hopefully.
are actually quite nice.
Hopefully they're not that.
Jackie is here, says YouTube dropped my notification. Miss you both already. Glad you made it home safe. Excited to receive my Keto Palooza Butterscotch
You
order.
made it home safe too. I did not get enough time with Jackie either, sadly.
This is funny. On the plane flight home, I was literally sitting in the same seat of the same plane
That we
came
on.
there because there was like glue on the back of the chair, and it looked like, I don't know, it looked like someone spilled mayonnaise on the back of it.
It looked like
it was
somebody
weird.
spilled some Diet Coke, and it was just.
Yeah.
But it wasn't coming off.
It did not come off. The steward was like, well, now you got me perplexed. Here, can you take this? He gave me a wet wipe, one of those alcohol wipes, and they kind of didn't come
No,
off. And I
it's
was like,
not
nah.
coming off.
I'm
'Cause
like,
sure
but
they
it tastes
tried
like
to clean
root
it.
beer.
Ew. He did not taste it.
I did not. Let's see. Cynthia says TikTok spot off with wood milk.
Spoof.
Oh yeah, that one is good
Okay,
as well.
we'll look that up.
Let's see. Brenda says, everyone come to Keto We can sing happy birthday in person.
Yeah.
Whole group, rock the Galt house. There was leftover bacon.
That was really, really fun. How did that happen? I didn't have a Ziploc bag.
They just kept on cooking more until people stopped eating it. And people kept eating it over the course, it was like 3 p.m. and they were still bringing out the bacon. Anyway.
That's awesome. I wish I would have grabbed a baggie, but, it's fine.
Cynthia says, wow, that Seton plan was ironic. Yeah. Jackie says, talking to Debbie. Okay, well, I think we got to go. I need to do payroll.
I'm going out to lunch with some friends.
Oh, that's right.
I just ate breakfast, and then I'm going to eat lunch.
Get you some lunch. Wow, that's a very transparent lid.
Oh, you can see. You can't see me. You can see the house behind me.
It's fun with green screens.
Fun with green screens.
All right. Well, you all have a fantastic day.
Yep.
We'll see you tomorrow evening. We're going to be doing our longer live stream.
Everyone think of JJ because it's his birthday today.
Okay.
I mean, tomorrow.
Or sometime.
I mean, whatever he said, I forgot.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.